Is there any advice to your colleagues in founder mode or the ones that are just starting? So first of all, any advice professionally? And second of all, advice on how to unplug to continue being efficient, successful, productive, whatever.
I think one of the best pieces of advice I got early on, which is kind of also the sentiment in this founder mode post of Paul Graham. Ultimately, no one else has the context on your business and you can get a lot of advice, but ultimately you need to make the decisions. It's your company, it's your intuitions, and there are really no one else with the answers. You can and should get a lot of advice and talk to people that have done similar things and but no matter what, ultimately it's in your gut and in your head what the company is, what it can do, how you should proceed. And I think that's actually a pretty deep and useful thing to carry with you, that this thing, for good and bad, is in your head and it is up to you. And if you feel this is the direction or this is wrong, you go do that. So basically, there's this sort of framework of what's input and what's decisions, and which we use sometimes internally. Someone gives input into this and someone else decides. And ultimately on all big things with the company, you decide. You can get input from other people, but they will never know all the things. So but I think that can also be a freeing thought, because sometimes you might be oh, all these people are saying these things, so I'm sure I should follow that because they have more experience or whatever, right? But ultimately you should have that intuition. So yeah, that I think is a good advice. And then on the personal front, most days I sleep my 8 hours, which I think is super healthy and useful. I work out 3 times per week, and then I read at least 12 books per year. I do some fasting, I don't eat breakfast. I also deeply believe in constraints, and of course I spend time with family, I spend time with friends, with other things, I don't know, going to concerts. I do believe in this, letting the mind have some other impulses, but of course you spend most of the time working on